Hey everyone, welcome back to Shitcoin Daily. Today we're going to be talking about Web 3.0 and how it's possibly going to revolutionize the crypto space and why we believe it's important. It's also possibly going to even change the internet. If this is your first time here, please do us a huge favor, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, comment down below if you want us to talk about any other shitcoin. But we're going to jump right into it, and Ninja and Ape are going to speak on Web 3.0 and what it is.
All right, so many of you have probably heard of MetaMask, Trust Wallet, the things that we use to house and store our crypto. So, MetaMask and Trust Wallet both use Web3. It's a developmental phase, it's still in production. There's a lot of things still happening with it. Yes, it is out in a small sense. You can see it here. When we look at MetaMask, I have the MetaMask plugin. I can access my wallet on whatever web page I'm on if I need to. For developing, you go to Ethereum Remix, you put in your code to create your coin, yada yada yada. You need to have Web3 enabled to transfer the contract, create things, pay for it, etc., etc. But MetaMask is where all this happens for the most part. I haven't done it with Trust Wallet yet, but MetaMask, I can tell you it works. Um, Houses your crypto, your NFTs, all your private information that you have for payment, your personal information, all stored there. And, we talk about Web 3.0, but we're currently on Web 2.0, an interactive web based system that we use for our daily lives. And if you look at the difference between Web 1.0 and Web 2.0, it may not sound like a lot changed, but Web 1.0 was strictly I read things and that's it. That's all that happened. Web 2.0, I interact with things. That's the major takeaway from 1.0 to 2.0. I can send a link to Akira. He can click on it, go to the web page I sent him. That's interactive. I can share a post with Ape. He likes the post. That's interactive. That's 2.0 in a nutshell. 3.0 is taking your private information and going from one web page to another or one checkout section to another. PayPal and Amazon have already implemented this. Amazon Pay, you can pay that through Steam, Star Citizen, other third-party sites. Same with PayPal. PayPal actually does it with a lot of sites. Um, you'll go to the checkout section of that site. It'll go, "Do you want to pay with PayPal?" Yeah, you hit PayPal, and then it takes you to a small extra browser, and you input your PayPal information, and then it'll process the transaction. That's keeping your private information, your credit card, your billing information, your address, all inside one net. You know, PayPal is in charge of the security for that. But the problem with all that is again, we'll look at companies like Facebook. Um, they've got a lot of private information for you that they just have lying on their network and can easily be hacked. We've seen it before. A lot of things get hacked. Personal information's gone. But instead of them being the ownerships of it, Web 3.0 is going to replace that, and you'll have ownership of your own private information that you can go and hand out.
So
So,
another two examples of this, real quick, are Apple Pay. For those of you with iPhones, if you have your credit card information on there, and it's like, oh, check out with Apple Pay, and all your information is already there. You just double click, and it uses that information instead of you inputting it into the website. That's another example of Web 3.0 implements it into a phone. Then there's also Web 3.0, for example, with MetaMask, and that's how you use it on the NFT platforms.
yep. So let's go to really what is Web 3.0, and let's see the evolution. And Ape's going to take us through that.
Okay, so pretty much on this article, they pretty much said these are going to be the four properties of 3.0. Okay, semantic web, artificial intelligence, 3D graphics, and then the last one is ubiquitous. So pretty much semantic web is pretty much when you say I love Bitcoin, typing it out, or I, let's send 3 Bitcoin. So then the whole point is that 3.0 is supposed to understand the semantics of what you're saying, or like a search, I want to see Jaguar, and then it's going to try understanding whether it's a car brand or an actual or the animal. So that is what pretty much semantic web means. All right. So it adds in a little bit of intelligence into the search, and then it learns as you go ahead and use the web even more. Um, Again, piggybacking off of that, the second point would be artificial intelligence. Pretty much add the AI learning as you use a website or whatever, it learns from you. And then the third point would be 3D graphics. Obviously the self-explanatory. They want to use 3D, pretty much as a web. Probably like holographic maybe or something of the future. Hopefully we'll be alive for that. Um, the only thing about the artificial semantics or the artificial intelligence that they try showing you what you already search up. The only downside I might see that if it's trying to show you what you want, it might isolate you. It just shows you what you want. It isolates you and it might shows something either A, incorrect, or B, shows you what you want, but then it might cause an echo chamber. I understand that people don't like hearing other opinions, but being exposed to them, at least it gives you like whether A, oh, this is what the other side is thinking, or this is their understanding. So if you only hear what you want to see, it just drives a notion of like you're right, and it just doesn't expose you to other either culture, opinion, and whatnot. That's my only concern about being it too much of an echo chamber. I don't know if that's gonna be a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, and there's a lot of challenges like we see here with Web 3.0. I mean, when you think of the internet, they're probably like understating it here, but there are billions of people using the internet. Um, so you got to think about like the size that it has to really encompass. If there's 3 billion people using the websites, maybe half of that is the actual number of what maybe even less than that. Well, that's a lot of websites that are going to want to tap into 3.0 if so they want to. But you're going to have things to worry about like inconsistency. Are they using it in the right way? Have they made the endpoints look at each other in the right way? It's Then you're going to have vagueness with like Ape said, the you type in a heart. Okay, there's probably like 9 different ways to type a heart in. I can't think of all of them, but there's different ways to do it. And
So
go ahead.
So the thing is that you're gonna need someone to be on top of it at all times. As over the years or throughout history, language change. Words are added, words are removed or not used as frequently. So obviously, either someone has to hard code it, or the AI needs to stay on top of. What region do people say soda or pop? What do they mean? Do we don't talk like we normally do, even though it's English, like from the 1700s to now. On top of that, they also said the ubiquitous part is that 1.0 was on the computer, 2.0 was the computer and the web and your mobile devices, and now they're saying that 3.0 might be everywhere. So could be a billboard, could be the AR, augmented reality. I don't know. We just got to see the full implementation of 3.0 based
Yeah,
on this article.
yeah, and
So
another
this kind
thing
of
with
sounds
go
like
ahead.
the Internet of Everything. Kind of is that what they call it?
Yeah,
The Internet of Everything kind of deal where everything is connected and everything communicates. This is kind of like what they're betting on with 5G, so autonomous cars can function, so that all autonomous cars are on the same network and they all communicate, which allow them to drive and pretty much like eliminate red lights, street lights. Because if they're all communicating, they all know at what speed they need to do to not hit each other and etc. So this is kind of like that. I think it's kind of interesting. I mean, we'll see.
Again, the drawback, which as is with new technology, is that the entry level. So they say based on this article, the biggest fear is or hurdle is that older devices might not be able to access it. But again, with newer technology, older things get phased out. On top of that, it might be too intense for some people. Like if you get hit with 3.0 and all the technology, some people are get overwhelmed. But again, that is with every new technology. I'm pretty sure you'll find example throughout history, people struggling with understanding the technology that we even have today. I'm pretty
Like
sure you have
Bitcoin.
grandparents, parents, grandparents, Bitcoin, tell them to, work the Bitcoin. Sometimes even the computer themselves, they struggle with it or smartphone. They buy these, uh, you know, phones that they could barely understand what the capability with it. So that's pretty much it.
But I think a
I think
good
it was
example of what Abe just said is you look at the financial district and all those old CEOs and even parents. I know my parents, for example, have an issue understanding cryptocurrency as a whole. Like, well, what is that? I can't touch it. I can't feel it. I can't go to the bank and take it out. It's not like real. But for us, we grew up in my bank account's online. All my money's over there in a bank somewhere. It's already virtual for us. Like to me, them saying that is like, okay, well, my money's in a bank. I can view it online. It's the same as me having crypto or Bitcoin somewhere else. It's just another version of currency. It's the same as me looking at my bank online.
Yeah, and something else I want to point out, like, in terms of adoption, electronic waste is one of the biggest like areas of waste that we have, and the reason that is because technology adapts so fast. So, yeah, older products, older technological, phones, computers might not be able to access things as this, but it's not going to be so far along the curve for all these older products to no longer be relevant. And pretty much it's like going to be having a Nokia brick today. It's like, who the hell has that? Nobody. Everyone has something that's capable of even what Web 3.0 is today. Everybody. And whoever doesn't is still using a Nokia. And if you're still using a Nokia, you're viewed as, what are you doing? Like, are you not with the times? Like, you need an iPhone, you need an Android. You're viewed as the outcast, not the other way around. So I think with very little time, I think the entire world is going to be able to adopt Web 3.0, no problem.
Yeah, and especially with and going back to the electronic waste that we develop so quickly. You're having phones released almost every year or less than a year. You got iPhone 1, 2, all the way to 14, I think is right now, right, guys? I'm not an iPhone
Uh,
guy.
it's
Something
beyond
like
14, but if in terms of the number, it's at 13 right now. But it's like iPhone 20 something. It's like how many iPhones there's been.
Yeah, so I mean, if everyone is, and I know people are because you can see, it used to be on the news, the new iPhone is out, the lines are out the door. Of course, I'm not saying that now because of COVID, but because of everyone's want to be up to date, I don't think Web 3.0 is going to have an issue with, oh, I've got an outdated phone. People are running to the stores to get the
Yeah.
latest thing.
Especially in an era of social media. It's only going to take someone to show, like, look how crazy Web 3.0 is, and it's like full function whenever that happens. And everyone's going to be like, oh my God, that's so freaking cool. And everyone's going to, it's not going to take much for people to go get the new phone, the new car. I mean, people do that already, anyways. So it's going to happen.
Yeah,
you know.
especially with
So
the way leasing is done nowadays.
yeah, pretty much. So that's I'm I want to see what the future holds.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for Web 3.0 from us. I think it's going to be something huge for crypto. I think it's going to be great for crypto. They're already implementing it, and I don't find it weird that crypto is one of the first fields, the first areas to actually adopt it. Because it's all about keeping your information. So the fact that they're already using Web 3.0 plugins is not surprising. And I think for now we're seeing crypto lead the space. So in terms of advancement in technologies such as Bitcoin and now Web 3.0 plugins for keeping your information, your data, and your own money, in your control. So I think it's going to be something good, and I think crypto is definitely going to lead that space in Web 3.0 at least for to start. Tech
and
companies are
and
going to have to
and
step
I'm
in.
pretty sure the conversation is gonna get to a point where 3.0 is not crypto. I know some people might have a bad stigma with crypto and NFT whatnot, but Web
Yeah,
3.0 has nothing to do with just crypto. We just in the first place, but eventually it's gonna be implemented throughout, the
yeah,
internet. So it's not a crypto thing; it is a technology thing.
Yeah,
Crypto
yeah.
just happens to be in the first.
yeah, and right now, like Abe said, crypto's the one utilizing it. You're not seeing an Amazon plugin, using fiat currency. You're not seeing Citibank or TD Bank or whatever your bank is. They're not using Web 3.0 to a place to put it.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it for this video. Let us know what you think of Web 3.0. If you use a Web 3.0 plugin such as MetaMask for NFTs, I don't really know anything else that you could use those plugins for. I mean, you can use it as a wallet. You can use it as a plugin for an NFT marketplace. I haven't seen its ability on a regular exchange, but if you know any other functions on these Web 3.0 plugins, let us know down in the comments below. Let us know what shitcoin you want us to review. Leave in the comments down below. If this is your first time here, please subscribe, notification bell, and that's it for this video. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, guys.
Peace.